Yeah, ma'am, we can hear
Yes,
you.
I
So
got
just,
it. Thank you, Jesus. I have it.
yeah,
I apologize so much.
all right. You're in the courtroom, and I'd stand by until I call your case.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. You may want to mute yourself.
Okay. I don't want to do nothing. I'll just be quiet.
Sir, on the iPhone, would you please identify yourself? On the iPhone, you're on mute.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Zipporah
No,
Everett.
ma'am. No, yeah, ma'am, I've got you. It's the person who I have not identified yet on the iPhone. What's your name, sir?
Narciso Skipwith.
All right, you're here for your 8:30?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Be careful, Muffin. I need to get a pipe. This works.
I keep seeing error issues.
Would whoever has sound in the background please mute? If you have sound in your background, can you please mute?
Hold on, I'm trying to mute it.
So lucky. Well then,
So we're on the record in docket 030465 GC. I have a motion and an objection to the motion. So it's Guardian National versus Zipporah Everett.
Good morning.
Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
I was going to do that. Thank you. Ralph Mayers, appearing on behalf of the plaintiff in response to the defendant's motions.
And ma'am, you are Zipporah Everett?
Yes, sir. Zipporah Everett.
All right. It's my understanding you have filed motions today objecting to the garnishment. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. You may proceed. What is the garnishment set at, ma'am, that you're objecting to?
They have it set at $41,849.19.
All right. What is the garnishment for that?
They have been garnishing my taxes and also Rodney Jones' check every 2 weeks.
All right. And what's the amount they've been garnishing that at?
Rodney Jones is 125 every 2 weeks. And
All right, so,
myself,
but you're not here for Rodney Jones, you're here for yourself, correct?
yes.
All right, so
And
let's just talk about your garnishment.
okay, and mine, my total is $4,262.42.
All right, and so that's your total. What's your garnishment, ma'am?
That's how much he has garnished me so far, but we
All right,
have
so
paid
but
a
how much your objection right now is to the amount of the how much do they garnish out of your wages right now?
I don't have nothing out of my out of my check. It's just my taxes every year on my taxes. I have
Okay,
paid a
so-
total altogether.
So
19
how much out of your taxes is garnished?
It's been all of it. It's been a total of $4,262.42. But I've already paid this vehicle off. That's what I'm trying to explain, sir.
All right, well, that's not what your motion is. Your motion is to object to the garnishment. Your motion is not to object to the amount that's been ordered.
Okay, well,
But regardless, let me see if I understand this. You owe you personally in your debt owe $4,000. Is that correct? What was the amount again?
no, at this time, sir, with my taxes that they've been taken away from me, garnish me, that is what I'm asking for back. Because this has already been paid for. And
So
for somehow he is still slipping through.
What is the amount you're asking for?
We had a total of 6,000.
I don't want I just want amount of what you're asking for, ma'am.
Okay, well, sir, it's out of both of us. It's a whole total that we have paid 19,000 together. Both of us was on here. And I'm just asking for.
Ma'am, I'm only talking as to you, not to, and you're the only one here today, Zipporah Everett. So what is your amount that you're requesting relief from?
From the $19,558, subtracting the 6,477. Would you like for me to do it, sir? Or I can give you the totals.
Well, and you're indicating that the reason why you should not be subject to garnishment is that you don't owe anything on the vehicle because you never owned the vehicle.
No, we own the vehicle, but I have paid off this vehicle, sir, is what I'm trying to say.
All right, Mr. Mayers, your response, to enlighten me on this.
Okay, again, Ralph Mayers, P23815. Been down this road a couple of times with Miss Everett. The history of this case is we have a joint and several judgment against the co-signer, which is Rodney Jones, but he's not up today for anything. Mr. Jones has worked with my office on a payment plan, and Miss Everett has never acknowledged that she had liability and was never willing to go into a payment plan. The only way for us to collect was through tax garnishments. The last one was, let's see. Hold on one second. I have it right here on this page.
Sir.
Okay, can I finish, please?
Yes.
Miss Everett.
Yeah, there's a lot of payments here from co-signer. In 2016, we got 2 tax returns back, probably one on each defendant. As far as continued argument, Your Honor, this case has been before this court before. We sent an itemized ledger to the court and to Ms. Everett so she could see. And I think what's happened here is, and this happens a lot, I don't fault her for it, that some defendants that owe money don't understand statutory interest. And this runs at 13% pursuant to the Retail Installment Act. So as these years went on, this thing grew and grew and grew pursuant to statutory interest. We still have a balance, yes, over $40,000. And I have to also point out that the objections that it was paid, I believe, is totally false. I have the ledger, I've sent it to the court, should be in the file, and to her. And it does reflect the interest. That's why it grew so fast. Well, it also was renewed. After 10 years, we renewed it and it kept going. But again, Ms. Everett is in denial. and is not willing to make any arrangements. So we only have one recourse, which is a state tax Karen, and it doesn't pay off the entire $40,000. So I would ask that the court deny this. We've been here, Your Honor, a few times, a couple of times. Defendant didn't even show up for her own hearing. I think that was last week. The court ordered $750 in costs for her failure to appear. And that wasn't the first time. There's like one or two other hearings I had to run to Lansing and she didn't show up. So anyway, I would ask the court to deny the objections and deny the motion.
May I speak, Judge?
You can, Miss Everett.
Okay, first of all, I would like to, I did know only court date that I was aware of is the one on the 25th, and I do have doctor papers because I have vertigo. And also, I have sent papers also to this judge. To the lawyer constantly because I had paperwork showing that this was already paid. He did not respond. Every paperwork that he have given me, every telephone number is incorrect. Only how I was able to get in contact with him is I had to hire another lawyer, and I can give you her name and number, which she just gave me his telephone number on the 13th. I have been trying to search of him. He gave me a PO box number, but I have sent him quite a few papers and he just not responded. Only how I got a hold of him and got this started is because another lawyer, which she tried to get in contact with him also. And I have 3 different telephone numbers, including the paperwork that he gave me on the 13th. It's a wrong telephone number. It still has that telephone number that is all on all of my paperwork. So he has not been trying to get in contact with me. And yes, Rodney Jones just walked in the door. And yes, me and Rodney Jones, and how he was able to get away with this because Rodney Jones and myself has not been in communication at all. But yesterday I was able to get a hold to him and he has paperwork also. This man is garnishing. We have paid over $20,000 and he also still have the vehicle. It's no reason why we are still paying this vehicle off. And yes,
you should
Rodney,
talk to a lawyer so that they can explain to you the nature of the penalties involved with what you're paying. Because what I have is we were here on October 25th, you were failed to appear. I know you have a note indicating why, but there was a 7-day order filed. Your response to the 7-day order was past the 7 days. On November 7th, it was issued. So the only recourse Mr. Mayers has is to garnish your wages. That's the last. This is a collections issue at this point. So Ms. Everett, I have no choice. I'm going to deny your motion to object to the garnishment.
I'm sorry, Judge. Even with me being in the hospital, and even with his 7 days, I didn't get nothing on the 7 days. I went down as soon as I got out and did this paperwork. And I also called the day of.
I don't have any indication of that.
I'm just not understanding why we repeat.
What I would suggest is you talk to lawyer. This is the second motion that I'm denying in regards to the objection to the garnishment. You owe the money. You need to work out some plan to pay the money or have them garnish your taxes. That's where we're at now.
Even with us, he has the vehicle and we already paid, and I got paperwork of already paying off this vehicle. I'm not understanding why.
I'm not going to argue the facts of the case with you. You owe the money.
I'm not arguing. I'm trying to understand why.
All right.
Why?
Because you signed for the loan. You signed for the vehicle. You owe the money.
I've already paid it, is what I'm saying. I have documents showing that this is paid.
You didn't pay it timely, and so it comes with penalties.
Even with me trying to get in contact with this guy for years and all of his paperwork have wrong address and telephone number?
Ms. Everett, you can appeal my decision. My decision today is to deny your motion to object to garnishment, okay?
Okay, and Rodney Jones is here too, and it doesn't matter. Even it's a $6,000 car. We have paid over $20,000 for it. He has the vehicle.
Rodney Jones is not on my docket. Only you are on my docket.
Okay, I
So
just don't
I'm gonna-
understand.
Well, I think it's a good idea to get a lawyer so they'll explain it to you, ma'am, at this point.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know how more to indicate that this is statutory. This is not something that Mr. Mayers is choosing to do. This is by statute, and this goes along with the debt, and therefore you're responsible for the debt.
I understand, but I just don't know how is it a debt after I already done paid for the vehicle. That's
Well,
what I'm saying.
I'm not the one to explain that to you, ma'am. because
Even if I show
the-
you documents of this already being paid, this man have slid through the courts. I have all documents showing that this is paid. I paid this off. I really
Are you-
paid this off. I've been writing
Miss
this
Everett,
man, telling him that it's paid off and he got wrong address and wrong telephone number. For
Miss
the
Everett.
past couple years, I hired a lawyer to get in contact with this man.
Miss Everett, you can keep talking. I'm a very
That's crazy.
patient man. All right. The order to the objection to the garnishment is denied.
Okay, I guess I have to just get a lawyer. I'm sorry, I just don't understand. And with me just not having
Perfect.
no
I
knowledge
think-
of how
I
I
think
have
this is
paperwork
probably the
showing.
time to get a lawyer, ma'am. Yeah. Anything
So
else
you
for the
don't want
record
to
is
see
0.
out of, for the past 20 years that this has been paid and this man been sliding through the courts and I don't know how. I have not received no court papers until this one on the 8/20 when I had on 10/25. The only court papers when I took him to court. Other than that, this man has been doing whatever I don't know, but I have not had a court day. You don't see
All right.
nothing has came to my address about this.
This is the second motion I've denied. So,
Your Honor, if I may I
yes,
send in an order denying the motion to stop garnishments and denying the objections under the 7-day rule? I can send that out to the court.
please, Mr. Mayor.
Will do. I also, Your Honor, feel compelled to answer a couple of things that Ms. Everett said.
Can I
don't want
please
to make a
have the
big deal about it.
vehicle back?
Please don't interrupt. Can I speak?
Go ahead, Mr. Mayers. We muted Ms. Everett for now, so
Okay.
go ahead and please finish what you're
I'm
saying.
just going to try to straighten this out a little bit. Ms. Everett has
All right.
said on the record here that she's constantly send me documents and paperwork, and I don't have anything from her. Actually, I did get contacted as far as her not being able to get a hold of me. She had the same phone number for a long time. She hired an attorney, Eva Crawford, who called me and got right through. We went over the file with her and she said, you know what, you didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to advise her to work out an arrangement for payments. And I'll advise her to do that. Evidently, Ms. Sapora still has her head stuck in the sand and won't agree. So as Your Honor indicated, our only course of action is to hit state tax garnishments. We don't have a POE for her. And so again, I agree with the court and I'll be sending in the 7-day orders.
All right. All right. It appears, Ms. Everett, that this is a collections issue, and I've made my decision on the order to motion to object to deny to the deny motion to object to garnishment. This is the second. The first one we had a fail to appear on, and we'll go from there, Ms. Everett. Okay. You're gonna have to unmute yourself at this point, Ms. Everett. Ms. Everett, we can't hear you. You're gonna have to unmute yourself.
Is it
All right.
possible that we can get a correct telephone number and address to start off with?
I think it's the same telephone number and address.
It's
that Ms. Mayers
not.
had.
Well, I have
Well, I'm
3
calling right
numbers
now.
here. We don't have a
Right.
correct anything. You're not believing
All right.
anything that I'm
Tell him answer
saying.
the phone. I'm gonna call it
All
right
right,
now.
so let's get a record. Let's get a number for the record. All right, and then we're gonna close today's.
You don't have his correct telephone number because
Miss
it's not
Everett?
on none of our
Miss Everett,
paperwork.
Miss Everett, you have to stop talking so we can give you a number.
The telephone number I have 248-932-3881.
That's correct.
All right, that's the correct number, ma'am.
It's not, you want us
wanna
to
hear
call it?
Listen,
not. He's
listen.
not
I'm finna let you
legit.
listen to it.
All right, so
Can I
this
ask
is
a
all on the
question?
record
The
in
number
docket
or code you have dialed is
0304665
Please
GC5.
check the number.
Anything
or
else,
code
Mr. Mayor?
and try again.
No, Your Honor, I think we've beat this to death.
All right,
What is your
Ms.
phone
Everett,
number?
that's all for the record in the file. Thank you for your
I
appearance
can't
today.
get a hold to
Thank you,
this
Your Honor.
guy. Can I get information to get a hold to him?
You just
just
stated the
did.
right phone number. That's it.
Listen,
That's not the right telephone
listen,
number.
I'm on
Well,
another
Been
Ms.
my
phone.
number
Everett?
for many years.
The number or code you have dialed is
Ms.
incorrect. Please
Ms.
check the
Everett.
number or code and try again.
What is that?
They have to
He's
have a
not
correct
destroying-
number to offer to the court.
Well, will you check it,
248-933-8881.
Judge, will you please just check anything that I'm saying? You're not checking none of my paperwork or anything. You're totally
I'll
ignoring what
check-
I'm saying.
I'll
I've
have
been
my
trying to
staff
get it
check the
writing.
number.
I
I'm
have
su-
letters and notarized for 20 years
All
of
right.
trying to get a hold of this guy.
All
He's
right, Ms.
sliding
Everett?
through the courts and taking our money. Now, this
Ms.
is a
Everett.
$6,000
Ms.
car.
Everett.
I have been done paying this guy. We done paid him 3 times. He is still garnishing today. It's ridiculous. He got 2 people that he's getting exactly the same money from. Now, this is terrible. Now, why aren't he listening? It's a $6,000 car. Well, Judge, can I at least have the vehicle back? How much have he sold?
No, you own the vehicle. I don't know what to do with her except I'm gonna tell her that her time here is over. So she's gonna have to she's got to unmute now, right? Miss Everett, you got to stop talking and you have to unmute yourself. Well,
But I'm talking.
okay, Miss
Judge.
Everett, the hearing
Yes.
is done. All right. So
Can
if
I
you don't
just-
remove yourself,
I need
we'll
the number.
remove you
But
for
wait
you.
a minute, Judge,
Ev-
I'm just
Miss
trying
Everett,
to
Miss
find
Everett,
out, did
Miss
he
Everett.
sell the vehicle?
All right,
Can
Miss
I know
Everett.
that?
Miss Everett, the hearing's
Why
done.
are you being so rude to me? I'm really trying to
You're gonna find
understand
me
this. I'm
really
the
rude
one
when we
taking
remove
him
you
to
from
court and you being rude to me. I'm just trying to find out, did he sell the vehicle? Or can I get the vehicle back since I'm paying $100,000 for it?
Miss
That's
Everett,
all I'm
the hear-
asking for.
Miss Everett, the hearing's done, okay? So you can leave the Zoom courtroom now, all right? Thank you. Ms.
Thank you, Your
Mayers,
Honor.
we're all set on 030465.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'll send in the paperwork. Have a good day.
All right.
Now that's ridiculous. Now that's ridiculous. Now they gotta be buddies because that's crazy.
All right, we're on the record in docket 2201817, Rock Creek Capital versus Asia View. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Thank you, Your Honor. Daniel Goman, 64231, attorney for the plaintiff Rock Creek.
And ma'am, you are Asia View?
Yes, correct. Hello.
All right, you can hear me all right, Miss View?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. So this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Miss Goman, have you had the opportunity to meet with Miss View to discover any pretrial issues before in order to put on the record?
Well, Your Honor, I think I could probably do better than that. My partner,
I like
Scott.
better than that.
Yes, Your Honor. We're gonna average out for a good day here. Miss View has indicated to us that while she was unfortunately out of town caring for a personal family matter, and our condolences, she did receive a letter and a proposed consent judgment from us, our office, which she says she has signed. I certainly believe her. It's in the mail to us. It hasn't arrived yet. I did check our mail this morning. So, Your Honor, we believe that of course, would resolve this issue. We would respectfully request maybe a 30-day second docket, by which point we expect the consent judgment to be filed to close.
All right, so my understanding is just a control date to make sure that the consent judgment has been signed. And then if we don't need the if we don't need the control date, Mr. Goman, you'll contact the office. Oh, you're on mute, sir.
Your Honor, perhaps we could put the settlement on the record just in case.
That's great.
but
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
The terms of the civil judgment, Your Honor, are that a judgment would enter in favor of the plaintiff by consent against the defendant. The amount would be $2,875.39 for damages, $154.28 for statutory attorney's fees, $75 for costs, then for a total judgment of $3,104.67. And interest would be at the statutory rate of 2% from August 12 through November 3, 2022.
Ms. View, is there anything that Mr. Goman just indicated that that you don't agree with?
No, I agreed to the documents that he signed or that he sent over to me. And that's everything is on the paperwork from what I have in my
All right.
notes. He's correct. Yeah.
All right, so let's set this for a control date out, just to confirm that the consent judgment is received. So the control date will be December 27th at 8:30. And that's really just a control date. So Mr. Goman, if you received the paperwork and you don't need the hearing, let us know. Other than that, the settlement has been put on the record. And we will await Mr. Goman, you indicating to the court whether you've received the consent judgment or not.
Understood, will do.
All right, thank you. Anything else on the record, Docket 22-01817, Mr. Goman?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. View?
I just want to double check the date. So you said December 27th or 22nd?
December 7th, December 27th at 8:30.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, and that's just a control date. So if Mr. Goman contacts the court and indicates
do.
he's received the consent judgment, then we can take that off the schedule. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you both for your appearance today.
Goodbye. Thank you, Asia.
We're on the record in docket, thank you, Nathaniel, 1801945 TNT Financial versus the Cecil Skipwith. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. James Meineke appearing on behalf of the plaintiff TNT Financial.
And sir, you are Cecil Skipwith? Yeah, you'll have to unmute yourself, sir. There should be a mute button on your cell phone that, or a number which allows you to unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is the time set for a objection. It looks like that this was a resolution of $100 a month on August 19th. And now it appears that there's some problem with the resolution that was of the $100 a month. Mr. Meineke, I'm assuming this is Mr. Skipwith's motion.
This is actually the plaintiff's motion to set aside the
All
order
right.
for installments payments. Yeah.
All right, you may proceed, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Yeah, we've had a couple hearings in this matter. Most recently, he had indicated he was having difficulty making the payments through our system. We gave him a week to make a payment. He did make the payment on August 18th for $100. He hasn't paid in September or October. He's due for November now too. We left a message with no response, and we just asked to have this order set aside. This is the third object or motion we filed to set aside this year.
All right, so the order was to make it, the order was initially because of the agreement for Mr. Skipwith to pay $100 a month, and he has failed to pay in the last 3 months.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Skipwith, your response?
Response is from the last payment that I made. We haven't got in contact to actually set a date for payment. I called the 14th. They told me that they were already moving forward with the motion for the court date. So this is October. So that's where we at now.
You don't contest that you haven't made $100 payment in 3 months.
No, they wouldn't. They after they move forward, even in the after they move forward with filing, they won't even take payments. They don't take
Mr.
payments.
Meineke?
Your Honor, I don't see where we've had any contact since this motion has been filed. Looks like the last attempted contact was on October 4th. We left a message to make a September payment. We never heard back.
And that's when I called back the 14th. Like I said, then they told me they was moving forward with the court date, and they don't. And like I said, they don't take payments. This even last time they don't take payments.
Your motion was filed October 17th, and in regards to the motion to set aside the installment payments.
Yeah, Judge, we prepared it on October 17th.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to grant your motion to set aside the installment payments. It doesn't appear that that's working at this point.
Judge, I think
you'll submit an order. Go
I
ahead.
think we filed our motion. We submitted a proposed order.
All right. I don't have an order. I have your motion, but I don't have an order that I've signed, that I'm a proposed order.
We will prepare one and submit it to the court under the 7-day rule, if that's okay with the court.
All right. All right. So the motion is the motion to set aside the installment payments is granted. I think that returns this distinctly to a collections issue. Because whatever payment plan that was set up, and I believe it was set up by August 19th.
There was no payment plan. There was no date. There were no nothing. It was just $100 supposed to be paid every.
Mr. Skipwith, we put it all on the record. It's all on the record. The payment plan. I have the notes in my file.
I know, but I'm talking about with TNT. There was not a date. There was no date for us to have the payments. That's what I was calling. So I made a call.
All right. Well,
they already moved forward.
I think that's something you deal with as a collections issue. The installment plan was created. It didn't work, and we'll go from there. Mr. Meineke, anything else for the record? 1801945. The court will await your order under the 7-day rule.
Yeah, nothing further this morning, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. That's all for the record. 1801945. Mr. Skipwith, you're back to this just being a normal collections issue, okay?
No, I'm gonna follow. Like I said, I'm follow another motion. I don't agree with it. I believe you just trying to say it's a collection issue. You're not hearing again what the real problem is.
All right. Well, you're free to do that. That's all for the record in 1801945. Thank you for your appearance.
You keep saying it's collection.
So we're on the record in docket 21-02918, City of Lansing versus Sharika Sheard. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Good morning, Your Honor. I'm Anna Ishmael, Assistant City Attorney on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Erin Robinson, Assistant Public Defender for Ms. Sheard, standing to my right.
And ma'am, you are Sharika Sheard?
Yes, I am.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial on the matter. Ms. Rishmawi, how are we proceeding?
Your Honor, my understanding is that the city will be amending driving while license suspended to impeding traffic.
Okay, so we're amending the driving while license suspended to impeding traffic. And that's under the civil infraction, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Impeding traffic. And what's the code for that?
It's MCL 257.
257.
676B.
676B.
And that's 0 points, Your Honor.
0 points. And that's $130 fine, I think.
Yes.
Okay. So amending the ticket to read impeding traffic under 257-676B, 0 points and $130. Ms. Robinson, is that your understanding of what we're doing today?
It is.
And will you be admitting responsibility on behalf of your client?
I do.
Okay. So let me make sure we're working from the same ticket. In regards to ticket number see if I can find it, L268119. It is alleged in the amended ticket that Sharika Odell Sherd did in Lowcraft, Bel Air, City of Lansing, Ingham County, impede traffic in violation 257676B. And you admit responsibility to that on behalf of your client.
She's admitting responsibility to the civil infraction.
Thank
Your
you.
Honor.
All right. With that understanding, that's a 0-point offense. $130 is to be paid to the city of Lansing. Do you need some time to pay that, ma'am?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I got a lot of stuff I gotta pay for.
All right. So it's $130 payment, and we can make it after the holidays, maybe January 3rd, or let's see. Let's get a date that works here. So let's do. What's that first Monday? So let's do January 2nd. Okay, January 2nd by 5 o'clock.
Aren't we off that day?
Yeah, that's the court holiday.
It is a court holiday.
It will be open on the 3rd.
So let's do January 3rd
Okay.
at 5 o'clock. $130 payment. And if you make that payment, then you avoid any show cause or any problem with that. So, and you can always make it before, but that's just the outside date. So January 3rd at 5 o'clock for $130 payment. For payment. Anything else on the record in docket 21029118? Mr. Schmaui.
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Robinson?
No, Your Honor. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you. That's all for the record. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Sheard.
you. Yeah, no problem. Have a good day.
Ms. Kemp, are you there? You may have to unmute yourself, Ms. Kemp.
You hear me now?
Oh, yeah, I sure can. Ma'am, I'm going to put you in a breakout room with your public defender, Lauren Sutter, so you can discuss some of the issues in this case, all right?
Okay.
All right, so I'll have Ms. Sutter and Ms. Kemp placed in a breakout room.
Thank you.
Oh, 882. So we're on the record in docket 22-00000882, City of Lansing versus Mariah Kemp. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Assistant City Attorney Amanda Ishmawi on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter on behalf of Ms. Kemp, who is present via Zoom.
And ma'am, you are Mariah Kemp? She's kind of breaking up a little.
She has a little bit of a connection problem.
Ms. Kemp, is that you? I have her connected to audio.
Yes, Your Honor, if I might make a suggestion, when she turns off her video, her connection gets better.
All right, so let's have her turn off her video. Ms. Kemp, turn off your video and just answer my questions, just so. But I see you're on. I just want to make sure that's you, ma'am. Ms. Kemp, is that you?
Yes, sir.
All right, and you can hear me all right, Ms. Kemp?
Yes, sir.
All right. This is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Mr. Ishmawi, how are we proceeding today?
Your Honor, we discussed with the public defender and we would like to set it out for 30 days for compliance purposes.
That's correct.
So we'll need a second pretrial date.
Yes.
December 27th at 9:30.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Kemp. So keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. You're to be back here in court on December 27th at 9:30. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Anything else for the record in docket 22-000882, Ms. Rishmawi?
No, Your Honor.
Ms.
Thank
Sutter?
you.
No, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set. Thank you. And we're still waiting on Mr. Tran.
Yep,
My call
thank you.
back.
You're all set, ma'am. Is that a new calling user?
Yeah, assuming it's Mr. Tran.
Okay. Would the individual 8988574 please identify yourself?
Ashley Franks.
Ashley Franks. Is that you, Ms.
Yes.
Franks? And
Yes,
you're
I'm
here for
sorry,
your
I'm really
9:30?
sick. Yes.
Okay. All right.
She did call me advising her illness this morning.
All right. Did you need to talk to her or?
I will need to, Your Honor.
Okay.
If you don't mind, I'm gonna call Mr. Tran.
All right.
He was set for 8:30.
All right. So Ms. Franks, stand by. We're gonna let you talk to your attorney, Ms. Sutter, after she becomes available. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you. Uh, Mr. Tran, can you hear me?
Yes,
All right.
can you, yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're on the record in docket 2201-844. And sir, it appears that you're at the U of M hospital right now.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so what we're gonna do here, just so you can get back to what you need to do, we're gonna set this for plea on November 29th at 9:30, all right?
Okay, Your Honor.
Yeah, and so keep in contact with your attorney, Ms. Sutter. The city of Lansing has no objection to it. We'll appear in person at 9:30 next Tuesday in order to have the plea, and we'll let you get back to whatever you need to do there at the hospital, okay?
Okay, so I have to be in person on the 29th, Your Honor?
Yeah, in person on the 29th so we can resolve this case.
Okay, all right, so thank you, Your Honor.
All right, you're all set, sir.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay, so that's all for the record in docket 2201-844. And I think that probably just works better for everybody.
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Mr. Tran, or I don't know if we're muted or not.
Yeah,
He's figured it out.
he figured it out.
Yeah.
And then,
So Ms. Franks, I'm gonna go, Mr. Tran, you're set to leave. You're all set, so you can leave the Zoom courtroom. You might want to kick.
Yeah.
It looks like he's in the hospital now, all right. And then Ms. Franks, I'm gonna put you in a breakout room with your attorney, Lauren Sutter, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. So we're on the record in docket 22-02902. City of Lansing versus Ashley Franks. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Morning, Your Honor. Deputy City Attorney Lisa Hagan Lawrence appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Good morning, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Sutter appearing on behalf of Ms. Franks, who is present with us on Zoom via phone call.
And ma'am, you are Ashley Franks?
Yes.
All right. And you can hear me all right, Ms. Franks?
Yes.
All right. Ms. Hagan Lawrence, is the time set for a pretrial. How are we proceeding today?
Thank you, Your Honor. I've had an opportunity to confer with Ms. Sutter on this matter. We would be requesting that it be adjourned for 60 days. The city has asked for some community service and so for some other things to be done in order to extend a good faith offer in this case. And so given the holidays, we'd request that 60 days so that she has adequate time to complete that 20 hours that the city has requested.
Is that a correct statement, Ms. Sutter?
It is, Your Honor.
So this is really for compliance purposes on some level, yeah. So we'll get a second date a couple months out.
January 23rd.
So January 23rd
At 9.
at 9.
Thank you.
So Ms. Franks, you understand that you're to be back in court January 23rd at 9 a.m. Please keep in contact with your attorney, Lauren Sutter, in regards to any compliance issues in the meantime. Okay, ma'am?
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And Ms. Franks, I'll give you a call next week when you're feeling better to talk more.
Okay, thanks.
All right. That's all. Anything else for the record? Docket 22-02902. Ms. Hagan Lawrence?
No, Your Honor.
Anything with Sutter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. That's all for the record. That's fine.
Thank you.
And Ms. Franks, you're free to leave the Zoom courtroom.
Okay.
On the record in docket 22-02384, City of Lansing versus Giselle M. Jones. Will the parties please introduce themselves for the record?
Morning, Your Honor. I'm Manu Shmawi, Assistant City Attorney, appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Lawrence on behalf of Mr. Jones, who I do not believe is present.
Yeah, and for the record, Ms. Sutter, you reached out to him, indicated by voicemail that you needed to get here, and he was going to call you back, or that's the voicemail you left.
Right, I left him a voicemail asking him if it's possible to log into Zoom right now, and if he can't do that in the next 10 minutes or so, which it's been about that now, if he needs to deal with it.
All right. So this is the time set for a pretrial in the matter. Mr. Shmawi, how are we proceeding?
Oh, Your Honor, this is the first time that Mr. Jones has failed to appear in this court, so we ask for a bench warrant, bond forfeiture, and a 48-hour hold.
Any objection to that?
No, Your Honor, I would just ask for the 48-hour hold.
I think the 48-hour hold is appropriate in this matter, so bench warrant bond forfeiture with 48-hour hold. Anything else for the record? Docket 22-02384, Mr. Shmawi.
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Sutter?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, that's all for the record, Ben. That's it for today.
That's a filthy accusation. That's even worse. Still can.
Well, I have a polygon.